Can you give me some quick tips to improve my website? Is a question I've been asked loads of times this week. And as a web designer with over 10 years of experience, here's my 5 best tips to improve your website today. You don't need to spend ages doing these either. All you need is just some small, smart fixes that you can do fast. So in the next 5 minutes, I'll give you 5 practical changes that you can make today that will immediately improve how your website performs. Let's get started with one that usually hurts people's feelings just a little bit. So tip number 1 is to make your logo smaller. Your logo does not need to dominate the top of your website. Visitors are not landing on your website thinking about your brand identity. All they're thinking about is their problem. And if your logo is large and it's pushing the important content down the page, such as your headline, your offer, your call to action, it's going to cause you problems. Open your homepage right now, and if your logo is visually louder than the rest of the website, reduce the size of it by maybe 30 to 50% and give that space back to the content that actually helps to convert visitors into paying clients. So tip number 2 is to rewrite your headline so it's about them and not all about you. When I'm looking through websites, which I do over and over again, one of the main things that I see is that the headline on the homepage is talking all about the business. Welcome to our website. We're trusted experts since 2010. We offer professional services. And ultimately, that isn't what visitors care about at all. When somebody lands on your website, they're asking one question and one question only, and that is, am I in the right place? So your headline should clearly state who the website is for, what problem you solve, and what result that person can expect to get. So for example, instead of something along the lines of, welcome to Smith & Co Accounting, replace that headline with something along the lines of, stress-free accounting for small business owners. Now it's all about the outcome instead of it being all about you. If your headline doesn't instantly communicate the value, you need to rewrite it today. So tip number 3, reduce the amount of text across the entire website. People are not coming to your website to read it carefully and to read it word by word. People want to read and skim read as quickly as possible. So large blocks of text will quickly kill the attention and massively reduce the amount of people you convert in. So a simple exercise is to take the text on your website, copy it, paste it into ChatGPT and ask it to reduce the word count by 50%. And while you're at it, ask ChatGPT to also rewrite it to talk directly to the person that you're trying to attract. Then once you've done that, ask it to format it properly. So split it into short paragraphs, short sentences, make it clear with bullet points, and split the text up with clear subheadings. Now the goal here with the text on your website is clarity over cleverness. If it's easy to scan, it's easier for people who are visiting your website to trust you that bit easier. Tip number 4 is to replace those generic stock photos that you've got all over the website. Now if your website features smiley models in suits who clearly don't work for your business, it's about time you change them. Generic stock photos just make your business feel generic. Ultimately, trust increases when people can see you. Now, you don't need a professional photographer for this part. Most of us have got one of these things, a smartphone in your pocket that'll do the heavy lifting for you. So use your phone to take photos of you working, behind the scenes, your workspace, maybe even in client meetings. And the ultimate thing is they don't need to be perfect. The idea behind them is for them to be more real, because ultimately authenticity will build more credibility with the people that are visiting your website. And then the 5th and final tip is to replace your generic contact forms with a booking calendar. Most websites will end with something along the lines of fill in this form and we'll get back to you. And they'll put a big, shocking, great big form with loads of different form fields in there. This is just building up friction that you don't want. It means that visitors need to submit the form. That comes through to you. They have to wait. There'll be some backwards and forwards where you've got to arrange a suitable date and time. And before too long, the momentum drops. So instead of allowing that to happen, embed a calendar booking tool such as Calendly or HubSpot. It lets them see your availability. It lets them choose a time and it lets them book a call directly into your calendar. The easier that you make it to take the next step, the more likely those people who are visiting your website are actually going to be to do it. Now, if your business closes through calls, this single change can dramatically increase your conversions. So there we have it, 5 top tips that you can implement really quickly today on your website to improve the conversions. So in recap, shrink your logo, rewrite your headline, cut the text, use real photos, and add a calendar booking form to help people get booked onto calls. 5 simple changes in 5 minutes without having to redesign your entire website. And if you want more practical tips just like this, subscribe to the channel and I'll see you on the next video. Ta-da!